What's good, everybody? My name is Cole, and welcome back to Cole Sports. Today, we're going to be talking about the Washington football team. It's been a while since we talked about them, and it's been a while since we talked about a football game. It's only preseason, but we'll go ahead and talk about some of the players who stood out this preseason game, and some of the players who kind of disappointed this preseason game. And we'll talk about the preseason game a little bit before we do all that. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more Washington football team videos just like this. In Wizards videos, I also do upload those. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and all those other things. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So again, kind of just a game recap really quick. Overall score was 22-13, and it was kind of like just a chill game. I was just kind of, as it got on, kind of had it in the background until the fourth quarter, until I got to see Steven Montez drive us down the field to possibly tie up this game, and then the 2-point conversion ultimately wasn't successful. I mean, it was, and then they overturned it, but okay. To start off, it was a pretty boring game. Patriots, they got 3 points, and then we went ahead and scored, they get 3 points again, so they had 6. We went ahead, we scored a touchdown, gave it to Peyton Barber, there we go, and then third quarter, second half, they get another field goal. We played well defensively, in a way. I mean, we kept on letting them, get far down the field, but we just weren't letting them score, which I feel like, or getting touchdowns, which I feel like was a lot of the time last year in the regular season. And in the fourth quarter, that's where lots of stuff happened. We went ahead in Washington, we obviously got the touchdown, and then Patriots, they got 2 touchdowns in that quarter too. So more stuff happening in the fourth quarter than pretty much the entire game. So that's pretty much the game little recap. Let's go ahead and talk about the players. So to start off, let's talk about some of the, the good players who stood out this game. And let's start with Chase Young. It's hard to see, how to leave off Chase Young when he's doing that, what we saw, that sack on Cam Newton, when that's like mid-season form in the preseason. Now, this may have been his only game in the preseason. We could see him at least one more week. I don't know. But to see that that's how he performed, and possibly his only time playing in the preseason, it's nice to see, and I had to go ahead and add him on this list. So Chase Young, he's on this guys who stood out this game. Now, the other guy who stood out is Patterson, a guy who played absolutely phenomenal. I love him coming out of the draft. Surprised he wasn't drafted at UDFA. We picked him up. Obviously, Chase Young, he was a friend of his, had to go ahead and tell Ron Rivera to sign him. But Jaret Patterson played at Buffalo in college, had a great season last year, and if you don't remember, he put up I forget how many touchdowns. Go ahead and look up that video of him just putting up all those touchdowns, but in that one single game. So he played absolutely amazing in this game, taking advantage when he can, had 10 carries for 40 yards, and then had 4 receptions for 30 yards. So he had a 70 overall yards, and which was absolutely amazing, and he should for sure get a roster spot if he keeps on doing this. We'll probably be having 3 running back core going in, maybe not. I have no idea, to be fair. So that was nice to see Jaret Patterson doing what he's doing, and he should be a good player, man. I think he can be a good player. And he's gonna be good to see, especially next 2 weeks. Who do we play next week? I think it's the Bengals. Gonna be interesting to see him against the Bengals, and also the Ravens. So let's go ahead and talk about the final, player who I think really stood out. The final guy that I think stood out was Samuel Cosmi. Obviously, stat-wise, you can't, obviously show, a tackle or an offensive lineman, period, playing good, but, just looking at him, seeing his stance, holding up in pass coverage and, run blocking, he played well in this game. So it was nice to see that. I think eventually, if he gets those reps in and, he takes advantage, he can for sure be a really good tackler. I think this would have been a really good pick. Somebody, in my opinion, could have gone in the first round. Again, super athletic tackle, who, coming out of the draft, just was a little raw with his mechanics and just, when it comes to blocking and stuff. But again, if he gets everything down, which he should be able to do, and I think he can do, he should become a good tackle, and for sure, if he becomes a left tackle or right tackle, really doesn't matter. He should be a good tackle for years to come, hopefully, for this Washington football team. So that was nice to see Samuel Cosmi playing good. So let's go ahead and get to some of the bad performances of this game. So let's start with the obvious one, Dustin Hopkins, our kicker. 1-0-for-2. I mean, Juan Rivera did say he's not concerned. At this point, I feel like I would be concerned. Especially after last year, he was bad, but and all of a sudden now it's coming into the preseason. But hopefully in these next 2 games he can do better. I have no idea, but I mean he has to show that he can hit down field goals. If not, he's not going to be on this team for much longer, in my opinion. And I just think we gotta at least get some competition in, at least on somebody. I don't know who that kicker would be. I mean, I can go ahead and look it up right now if you really wanted to, but so I think it'd be interesting. At least get somebody in. Dude, I don't know if we still have that international guy. Do we? I have no idea, to be fair. Again, I have no idea. He did hit down he obviously did hit down the point after touchdown, PAT, but obviously it's a PAT. You're supposed to be hitting those downs. If you're not, it's kind of that's really concerning. But I think hopefully, I don't think necessarily, but hopefully he gets those kicks down and he starts drilling them, because I feel like we lost a lot of games because of those kicks, personally. So, or at least I had a lot more scares because of him missing kicks, because if he would have hit kicks, we wouldn't be in some of the positions of the games that we were in last year. So, that's my thought there on Dustin Hopkins. Let's go to the last kind of bad performance of the game, even though it wasn't necessarily bad, but I want to at least kind of highlight it. The second half defense, honestly, wasn't the best. I mean, we kept stopping them, but obviously, then, they got 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That one long run by, that running back, I forget whose name is. So, it wasn't the best. Obviously, it's not our starter, so I'm not expecting too much, but it would have been nice to see, a little bit more from them, personally, because obviously they're our backups, and, obviously, but I feel like when it comes to, the defensive line, I feel like they did pretty solid. Linebackers, I feel like I would like to see a little bit more for them. But I think one of the problem was tackling. We couldn't tackle. That was just a bad tackling effort from everybody. So I think that's something they need to for sure work on. But again, it wasn't necessarily a bad performance, but it's something I would kind of in that category, because I didn't want to just put Dustin Hopkins. I had to come up with something else. But that's what I got, man. That's what I got. So that's pretty much it for the preseason week 1 recap. It was nice to see Ryan Fitzpatrick out there with the starting off there to what's his name, to Terry McLaurin and Tony Gibson got a good work there, a little workload to start, and it was nice to see the starters out there, for once in a while. And I honestly, hopefully Curtis Samuel's out there next week, possibly. We'll see, because I would at least to see him again in a uniform before the season starts. But we'll see what happens with him, because obviously I think he's off the COVID list now. I think he's just still injured with that groin injury. So hopefully he's back eventually soon, because we obviously need him. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like and share button for more Watch the Football Team videos in Wizard videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And peace out.